We're live.
I'll call the meeting to order for Monday, September 22nd at 4:06 PM. And we will pass on the minutes for now until we get a quorum. We have present Joanna, Angela, new member Kayla, who will officially be sworn in coming up, and myself. And others will be joining, I am sure. Okay, so first up is Kayla Bell. Welcome, Kayla. So happy that we had two great candidates. And
Really?
Yeah,
Yes.
Kayla and another young gal. And Kayla has brings with her some experience and some enthusiasm in the areas of habitat monitoring and protection and open spaces. And Janet, what did you have in mind here for her?
Yeah, no, Kayla.
About
Great.
Kayla.
I want to just give a brief intro because Angela wasn't at the previous meeting that you attended, and Kayla will officially be appointed at the October 15th County Commissioner meeting. The only reason why there's a slight delay is that the meeting before is going to be held in Egnar. And for first-time appointees, I like the appointments to take place in person.
Awesome. Yeah. Hey everybody, I'm Kayla. In terms of background, big personal hobby gardener. But I've also volunteered with the Denver Botanic Gardens for probably over 7 years now, on both of their partnering with state and federal governments for environment protections, and then also just general habitat mitigation, regenerative agriculture, all of the programs that they have to offer. Moved to the area and super excited to be involved on open space. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for joining. Exactly.
So I first met Kayla when she replied to a Sweet Deals ad about getting a garden helper, and boy, did I get a garden helper. So we worked together in my yard and garden for about 2 hours or 3 hours.
Yeah.
And boy, did we have one conversation after another. Just kept leading to the next idea. So excited and passionate about everything. So I'm thrilled that you're joining us. You'll be a great addition. And I'm sure you won't be hesitant to speak up
Thanks.
with your thoughts.
And
So
just to confirm, Kayla will also serve in the alternate slot, because the Open Space Commission will now be full. So,
I didn't know we had alternates. That's great.
yes.
Yeah.
Because we obviously need them.
Yes.
So we need a quorum.
So does that mean
People are busy.
Joanna's now?
was Joanna alternate?
Yeah, she would then move up. But no,
Well,
she moved up after Roger left.
Joanna,
Yeah.
why don't you pipe in here?
No, Joanna's already.
I'm somebody now.
All right,
moved up
you're
when-
official
All
and,
right. She moved up when Roger left, so she's already a
okay.
full-fledged member.
So that's automatic on this commission?
Well, I just.
Or you have
knew
to
that.
apply.
And we
Yeah.
discussed that.
Okay.
you know.
Well, if you're an
That's
alternate,
me.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, welcome, Kayla. And I think you've gone over the work plan and you're familiar, but I do recall the learning curve is rather steep. I mean, the notes and the info and all the conservation, land conservation trust, and
And
Everything.
chair.
there's a lot to it.
It's a lot.
Okay, Bridalveil stairs completion. I hiked it and it is fabulous.
Did you? All right.
Oh my, you got to get up there and see it. Have you seen it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was telling before you guys all came in, it looks so great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great. And I was with, I think I told Janet this, I was with several other ladies and two of them were vocally, well, I stopped them before we got up there and I said, I just want you guys to know, I was opposed to this in the beginning. We had about 5 meetings to discuss it. I came around, it's the iconic falls, not bringing people here just because of the platform, and these 2 ladies were saying, yeah, I would be opposed too. I'm opposed too. And then when they got there and they liked it. And it's rustic. It fits in. It's kind of like what you would call bermed into the hill, but it's not. It's up on top of a rock.
Yeah.
But it's low profile and it looks old already. It's rusting already and
That was intentional. Yeah, we got weathered steel.
Yeah.
We were able to put it in without disturbing any vegetation. All we had to do is drill, I think it was 12 holes, and there it is.
Yeah, and the platform is not huge.
No.
It's like the size of, and so there's pictures.
Yeah,
You have the pictures that,
And a press release.
and
Yeah.
there's space for an interpretive panel here.
Yes.
That's right.
yeah.
So the historical commission is gonna be working on, historic interpretive signage.
Good.
And so while we're on that point, the signs look good and there have been added that tree. The icon of the tree with the markings on it, so
Oh, yes.
on the sign, yeah, I took a picture to share with that, we didn't hear about that. So, that's fabulous. And yeah, the platform's not too big. It's great. So the signs, now the upper trail is open,
Yes.
officially open, and there's a
Yep.
sign there and, so, yeah. So when you send out a press release, would you send it to the commission as well? So just so that that's another way of us even noticing, what's being in our face a little more about with a press
Yeah,
release.
I need to, Megan Nowles is our new, she's been here a couple of months, but our new communications coordinator. So I just need to remind her to send things to me, because like Suzanne Shevins, whenever it was related to Parks and Open Space, she always would copy us on the, any email she sent to the media. So I
So
just-
we're also.
Could
if we
she
get
copy all of
questions,
us too?
and answer.
Oh, yeah, no.
Can she copy us?
But I'm just saying, and then I would forward it to everybody else and share it. I just didn't
Yeah.
see it, it just got posted to the website.
Yeah, a
Does
little
it-
bit of a learning curve,
Right.
Yeah. And
What's her
so,
last
She knows
name?
now.
What's her name?
Megan Knowles, Knowles. She used to work at the mountain school.
I was gonna say her name sounds familiar.
oh,
Yeah, and
she
if
could
you
be
scroll
related to
through-
to John Knowles. I think she's married to her nephew. Anyway, that's beside the point. So then there was also a press release that you included. We got an email from some other entity about the conservation easement that happened out
Oh,
in the
Eagle
West End.
Bluff?
Yeah,
Yes,
So-
I sent that on from.
yeah, you sent
You had
Yeah.
done.
and
something
then
as
you,
well.
so that's those kinds of things I would like to,
Mhm.
besides from you, that we would get, the whole commission would get anything that's related to our work plan. That would be great.
Sure, no, that makes total sense.
So bravo, yay, good work. I did notice that the stairs, there are some dangerous stairs there
So that's, we've been in some talks. We're gonna,
Oh, at the bridge.
at the bridge, which
at the
was
bridge.
just new a few years ago.
Yes.
So we're talking right now with Nico, and he's putting together a plan to completely gut that and put in like a more permanent staircase.
Oh,
Yeah, steel
Oh.
steps and just
that,
something.
on that far end, yeah.
Between the gap.
This is like as you cross the gorge, after you go over the bridge, there's that like
Yes,
steep
that's-
staircase. And the way it's designed is there's just rebar going into rock horizontally.
Yeah.
So when you step on it, it has give.
Yeah.
So we already tightened it twice this year and it came loose the third time. So we're
Yeah.
pursuing a safer alternative.
It doesn't have to be up to code, but
No, but we
has to be, yeah.
we want something we're not fixing every,
That's
multiple
right.
times a year. So
Well,
that's
it's
gonna
like,
be.
the code for indoor steps. Every time you go down them, you go.
Well, there's
that
code
is-
for exteriors. You're not supposed to have any more than 3 without a landing for
Okay.
exterior stairs, and you're not supposed to have more than a 6-inch rise. So it wouldn't be
Well,
anywhere close to that.
Technically, we don't have to follow code because it's
I know,
a trail, but
I'm saying, yeah.
just like the platform we just built, I want the stairs to be, everybody has muscle memory. I want the stairs to kind of be that normal depth and width. So
We typically adhere to the US Forest Service
Yes,
trail
and
guidelines.
that's the appropriate guideline, I
Yeah.
agree, for these kinds of outdoor deals. Residential.
Okay, we still don't have a quorum, but we'll move on to Mill Creek Park Integrated Weed Management Plan.
So, yeah, this is more the Be Happy proposal.
Right.
Susie, that you had requested. Well, I mean, we were getting, it was
Right.
on the agenda anyway.
Right. And part of that was in the minutes where Jax,
mhm.
Jacqueline, but she calls
Jack, but you
herself
call Jack, had said that she had found, white top toadflax and cheatgrass there. And
Yeah.
around the
back-
perimeter, she also mentioned that she's not using any spray on pollinator gardens.
Mhm.
So that would be assumed. So really, we're kind of just talking about the perimeter, but is it a given that she would be our weed person at Mill Creek Park or our gardening person there? That,
Well, base,
she goes to all the parks or is it related to the parks?
well, I mean, she's only, cause, okay, so Jack wears, as do all of us, she wears multiple hats. So she is also the CSU admin assistant. So she works with Annika Christensen in the CSU office up in Norwood. And then she's like
Who's our
half,
new extension service person?
oh, Annika Christensen, she replaced Yvette
Yes.
Henson.
Got it.
That was
Yeah.
effective in March.
Right.
That's,
And Annika had been part of Parks and Open Space staff for a while until she, as our 4-H representative, until she was appointed to the director slot. And now she's a CSU employee. But anyway, Jack, do you remember Mary Watson who worked with?
Yes. She was
Okay,
secretary
so-
for many years.
Jack is the new Mary.
Okay.
So Jack took Mary's spot. And so she is the administrative assistant to Annika. And
for the extension office.
for the extension office, and then she works in the Down Valley Park in the pollinator garden. So her salary is split sort of like 50-50, but she wears multiple hats. But since she is our designated pollinator garden person, you know, we have spoken with her and she is who we would want to enlist to get the pollinator gardens started over at the Mill Creek Park site. And also, you know, in all fairness to Rich too, you know, he and his crew, they have some varied experience and they've planted some strip areas down in the Placerville area. So, you know, in the Front Street section. So it would be a concerted effort, but my preference would be that Jack would be leading the charge. And as you know, Julie Kolb, our noxious weed manager, she's been over to the Mill Creek Park site quite a number of times, just dealing with noxious weeds. But you know, until we get a better handle, because we're going through the budget process now, I'm going to be wrapping up the survey for the Mill Creek Park site itself, and then meeting with county commissioners just to discuss the site one more time, and just get that going.
And when is that scheduled, you know?
I am looking at October 1st.
Yeah.
But you know, I still need Carmen to confirm or deny that date. But the survey is still live and active, so if you haven't taken it, please go on the county website and do so.
Yeah, it's only
Um,
6 questions. It's a pretty
It's only
quick
6
survey.
questions.
Did you get to
Um,
do it?
Yep,
And
I
so-
submitted it.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
and Joanna, did you get to do the survey?
Yes, I did it.
You already did
Back
it.
to the
Okay.
meeting.
Yeah,
Okay, so maybe I'll email the rest
I
of
had
it.
to get off mute.
I'll just
Remind me
email
when
a
you-
reminder. And so where would they quickly find it? What would be a quick link?
I'll send you a link.
Okay,
It's right on the homepage of the website. If you go to news releases, right on the homepage.
I know.
And
It
I
al-
also
You
have-
guys make
I
it,
have
it always
really
sounds so,
hard time.
so
Oh,
easy,
no.
but it's like, people don't do it if they have to go find it.
No, I know, I'll email a
Okay.
link, but
Great.
because we also still have our noxious weed survey still out there.
In
Blah,
one
blah,
of
blah.
those threads, sorry, in one of those threads we were talking about, I believe we sent the link previously also.
Yes, I
Yeah.
did,
Yeah,
or we did, and yeah, and then blah, blah, blah.
so that's another survey to remind people to do is the noxious weed one. I think I
Right,
did
and I
that
just
too.
had Megan do another push on the survey last week. So I actually had her then post it on the homepage for Parks and Open Space, because if people were logging onto a website looking for a survey that was relevant to a park, I said, well, they'd be going to probably
Right.
Parks and Open Space.
But how does it get out there? Is it in the paper or anything about going to
We
do
did a
the survey?
Paper with a link.
Okay.
It was posted on all social media, and like I said, and county website, and then I did have her do another push last week, because I'm gonna be wrapping it up prior to the 1st, so it's probably out, yeah.
And
Okay.
BOCC
Right. Sorry, what?
meeting- BOCC meeting's October 1st, and about what time do you think?
I don't have those details yet.
Is there a way you can let us know?
Yeah, I absolutely
Because
will.
I would love to
Mhm.
drop by. I did have an impromptu conversation. I know you want to get to the weed piece.
That's okay. There's maybe
Well, I
other
think,
things to
yeah,
talk about for
so-
Mill Creek.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
I had an informal conversation with Ann Brown about interpretive signs at Mill Creek.
Oh,
And she seemed unaware that we were looking at doing one. That the Historic Preservation,
yeah, historical
yeah,
commission.
was gonna work on the
Oh.
one for San Miguel City and anyway, so.
Yeah, no, well, she may not remember, granted, there's a lot going on right now, but when we initially presented our work plan for the year, that is on the historical commission's work plan, that, you know, they're very much involved in the
Right.
Mill Creek Park site because of the historic attributes.
It'd be nice to have some coordination between this commission and that, on that.
About
Oh,
that,
of
yeah.
course, but
That'd be
as you know, yeah, nothing has
Right.
really happened yet.
Anyway, so she didn't seem to be aware, and I said, oh yeah, I know that they're
Mhm.
working on something. We were
been
thinking about
discussed.
doing one on the valley floor,
Mhm.
but if there's one at the park. Maybe that's the better location, or maybe we should have one of each.
Where are they thinking about doing it on the valley floor?
We had originally, this is years ago, by the corrals.
Mhm.
And we're in the process of updating the sign manual for the valley floor. For trailhead and other information, and that was one of the sites. Because they did the ground penetrating radar for
Mhm.
San Miguel City. And so that was information that we were gonna put in some kind of interpretive panel. That has not happened, but it's still on our.
Well, if we do one at Mill Creek Park, it might be better to kind of space it a little farther because the corrals are pretty much across the street from,
Right.
you know.
Well,
maybe
except
highway
these would
stuff.
probably tell, well, the historic
Different
commission could,
user groups, I would say.
Yeah.
And probably one in both locations wouldn't be a bad idea.
Mhm.
well, because Mill Creek is gonna be about the restaurant lodge, whatever that was there, or the,
Right.
what they
those
found,
findings of
yeah.
the, cultural resource.
and probably related to the dairies and that one across the street.
Would have.
It's all dairy.
focus.
Right, even though it's directly across the street, yeah, different,
Right.
very different
Yeah.
stories to tell.
Okay, so let's see. So an integrated weed management plan doesn't necessarily, it's going back to the one on the valley floor, exclude sprays. But it's the, you know, the worst case scenario or the, you know, the last resort if it's really becoming a problem. So again, I would like us to, since we're starting this Mill Creek Park, I would like to enter into this with, you know, Jack is, she was at our last meeting. Were you at
So
our
was
last meeting when
Julie.
she was here? And so was well, yeah. And Jack was, you know, reporting that her management plan is very similar to Be Happy Lands. So I would love to go at it where we take it one step at a time and have Be Happy Lands just come up for a consult at a time when she's already here. And I think
Yes.
she'll be coming to Sawpit to work in the fall. We seem to have a lot of kosher now.
Yeah, Jack is currently out of, town. She's gonna be out of town probably for the next month. But I did discuss at length, you know, the proposal with her and Julie and, you know, we can certainly revisit it with her when she returns, but, you know, we're going through our 2026 budgets now and.
$480 is nothing.
No, I'm just saying, we're at bare bones next year, but, you know, there is some duplication of effort of what she already does and what they're proposing here. But again, if Katrina Blair is in town, it doesn't hurt to have the conversation, but I wouldn't want to pay for her to come here, you know, and cover her travel and all that
Well,
stuff.
she comes up every year.
Yeah, so
We
let,
have actually expanded the area on the valley floor for her to work on. We've seen for our next work plan efforts, so that could be coordinated as well, and whatever her findings have been over there, obviously can be shared.
Mhm.
Does anybody
Because
have
it's
any,
becomes successful.
was she part of the goat thing
No,
too?
That's
Does anybody have
different.
any info on the success of
that's
this?
so cool.
Are they
We're,
still doing it?
our
Or is
next
that-
meeting, we'll hear more
Cool.
about the outcome, but yes, they,
So,
much
Okay.
well.
whose idea was it to get the goats or who was running that program?
It was the commissions with Lance
Oh, okay.
It's
as one of
part
the
of the
strategies.
integrated weed management plan and it's been talked about for years. I was so thrilled
We
to
had
see
to,
them.
yeah, we had to change some ordinance and way we acquired the property. There was an emergency ordinance before there was a management plan in place. And they were in conflict for this item over agriculture simply because the goats require a guardian dog.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
can't be
right.
dogs because of the elk.
Right, but they're
Oh.
part of a package and they're working dogs, so one couldn't happen without the other because of predators. So we worked that out through town council and then they came up for their week-long stay as a pilot program.
Right.
So,
And
yeah,
what were they mostly getting out there?
they were eating everything.
But they had them
They-
in that certain
Thistles.
area. Thistles. Oh my God.
Thistles,
I
baby.
can't believe they eat
Thistles.
thistles.
How do they?
And
Yeah, I
then
think-
we taught them to like toad flax, because they'd never encountered it before. So we did
Really?
that.
Wow.
So, yeah, so, I don't have the full download yet.
Oh, yeah, once you
So-
get that, if you could share that with us.
Yeah.
Cause it's interesting.
I think it would be, yeah, it's very, and, you know, the whole thing, they're not fed 3 days ahead, so that their
They're
systems
hungry
are all
before they eat
clear
anything.
of any seeds that they might be carrying.
Oh, right, right.
And,
Yeah.
Angela, isn't it, they also have like the head of the herd, and so whatever
Yes.
they eat, the
That-
goats will follow.
exactly,
Yeah.
yeah, and that's what the process they kind of have to
Yeah.
go through.
You mean the head goat?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Is-
Yeah.
they
It's a-
can adapt their taste buds to like whatever they're eating, so as
Wow.
long, it's
Right.
really interesting.
It's
And I
fascinating.
think Lance was saying like something they put like honey or something on the thistles to
Yes,
get them.
yes. I
was
used
just
to it
gonna
first.
say
Well,
that.
So
They-
that they
This was
weren't-
the automatic.
Right,
age.
right.
It was the toad flax that
Yes,
they were a little
yeah.
hesitant, but
Yeah.
once the
Wow.
head goat said, hey, this is good stuff.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
also like allowed them to be focused on that, but not vegetation that we wanna
Mm.
preserve, which was really interesting.
Yeah,
I
So-
can't believe they can eat and swallow that thistle.
I know.
That's a big wad of thorn.
That's
So
crazy.
did they move them around?
yes.
You know, and
They were in a certain plot, and then they provided a fenced corridor to another plot, to
Okay.
another fenced corridor to another plot.
Very cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
so we'll get the full download, and if
Yeah.
there's some kind of a report, I'm happy to share it.
No, yeah, I never saw them from the spur, but I kept thinking, God, they should move just close to the spur a day or two, just so people see them.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
they were, as you're driving out, they're
They
right
were in the correct.
just east of the,
Oh, okay.
oh, no,
see,
they were out
weren't
in the
there, but
field.
I leave.
Mhm.
They were out in the field.
Probably sleeping when I left, so.
It was very cool. Okay, so back to this. I would like to propose that we, because she comes to Saw Pit as well, that we,
Mhm.
and I in touch with her as far as when she's here, that we don't have to pay for her travel time or the mileage or any of that, that it would just be the consulting fee and maybe share some of her travel time. So that would be down to 250. And I, like I was saying, to honor Jack and what she's doing here, but also to take advantage of this experience on the valley floor and to have a, you know, a gathering there of interested people to learn about how we can maybe tweak a few things or how Jack can try some things for a couple years without
Maybe even
having to
Julie.
use spray or without having to do the cheatgrass. And yeah, Julie as well. So I'm not trying to usurp Jack. I'm just saying, let's take advantage of this for, it's not that big of a fee.
Well, and if it works, yeah, in the spring, you know, and she's here. I mean, meaning this woman, Katrina Blair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd like to, she's coming this fall. I'd like to have, since we're not busy with all the gardening stuff right now, to be able to just hear what she has to say.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
we-
I
And-
just want Jack to be there, so I just need to double check when she plans to.
Right, well, we would coordinate it all, but I just felt like last time when I thought at our meeting, we had said, yeah, let's go this route. And then last time we talked, you said you had to talk to Jack and Julie as if they were making the decision of whether we use Be Happy.
No, I just wanted their thoughts on it because, you know, my initial take on it was that it was a duplication of effort for what Jack was already doing. So I wanted her, you know, just the conversation between her, Julie and myself. you
And
know,
that can
about
happen
others.
outside of a site visit. If Jack's not available, I think we take advantage of when Katrina's here for Soffit. And have her.
Well, I'm not paying a consultant fee unless Jack's here because Jack's our person. So I'd want Jack to be included. I mean, sure,
Right.
Katrina's welcome to go out to Mill Creek Park, do what she wants, but that, you know, unless our staff, our relevant staff are part of that conversation.
But she's not our staff, she's CSU Extension.
No. As I said, she's
No,
staff
she's
now.
Shared-
Park.
shared-
She's
my
county
staff.
staff?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's Parks and.
Yeah,
Rec.
no, and Jack uses a lot of the same methods, and I just think it would be great for the two of them to meet and say,
Mhm.
and maybe talk about how would Katrina suggest we address cheatgrass? Because cheatgrass is something we dealt with on the valley floor. I went out there with John Berger and
Yeah.
casted, can't remember what we casted, but
No, Susie, I'm
So-
saying it could definitely happen, but I would want Jack there.
oh yeah, I agree with that. So,
Have you set up a date for Katrina to visit Southwood?
no, but I've got
So
a
they're
phone
little
call
more
into her.
fluid than-
Yeah, so we've got plenty of time. And then is she coming to the Valley Flora still this fall?
I haven't heard.
Yeah, but I just don't feel like I could move forward until I get the okay.
Well, you can just tell her,
Try to coordinate.
yeah, we'll try to coordinate when Jack returns to town, which is still at least a month away.
And the way I would like to approach it is start with just the consulting and the sharing ideas and what would you do and pay her for that. And then if we find that we want to use her in addition, or maybe Jack would even want to use her in addition, we take that next step later, but just start with consulting.
Yeah, we get there, sure.
Okay, anything else about this? Let's see, I've got that. Oh, and then Soleil's garden on the valley floor, we were going to also get some information of her wildflower little garden.
Yeah, I
Soleil's,
don't know where that stands. Soleil is
well,
graduated enough
Oh,
to
yeah, she
other
has been that for
things.
years.
right, but she has,
But Ramona.
she shared it at one of our meetings when I was still
Yeah.
on town.
Mhm.
Of what seeds work and how, of some really great for the valley floor, which is different than down valley. And I think Jack is even the one that brought that up, how the climates are different. So, should I try to get that information?
I think you should try to
I was
get,
gonna say, if you
From
can
Lance.
compare that, because, yeah, because the Mill
Yeah.
Creek Park is right across.
I might even have it on my
and
computer,
if you
but
have trouble get a hold of him, let me know.
yeah,
I'll see what I
he
think.
usually is pretty responsive. So I will make an effort to get that
And
unless,
you should also talk about what Katrina's schedule might be for involvement,
right.
whether it's this year or next year or both.
Right, but I'm also thinking, is that something that Jack and,
Julie?
well, that Jack would want to reach out and do, or should I just go ahead and get that information? I'll just go ahead and get that information.
Yeah, Jack's not gonna be available for the whole month.
Okey doke. So she would be better for November or October?
I'll check her time, but yeah, why don't you, if you wanna see what Katrina's time is like, she's out for at least a month. So,
So that puts
Until
us-
October, like a month
Yeah.
from now or for September?
no, yeah, just say a month from now.
Okay,
Where's she going? Is this
mid-October.
Leave or?
No, she just has some personal things going on the East Coast.
Okey doke. So that I think is it. And,
Miss
oh, no,
Angela.
why don't you update us on Mill Creek Park as far as where that's at? I think you were starting to.
Yeah, so, yeah, as I was
Where we're at.
saying, yeah, so the survey is out. It's been out, oh Lord, I'll have to check when it was released, but it's been out at least 2 months, maybe 3, which was what the county commissioners wanted. And then we'll regroup and discuss next steps. They had given us permission to go forward with the whole regrading plan for the site, which Greg prepared an RFP, but nobody responded. So, for now, we have our picnic tables out there and we're just looking to move forward with next steps, which obviously won't happen until the spring, but it's sort of regrouping with the county commissioners just to make sure everybody's on the same page. We should have funding in place for next year, because as I mentioned, we're going through the budget process now. And, yeah, just need the county commissioner's blessing.
So, last time I remember, you might have talked about this since, but, we were looking at a way to have, um, our landscape architects look at a phasing program for what would be a way to break down the work. Did that happen? Is that the grading plan?
Well, that was,
Exactly.
yeah, and that's what we did, you know, the
Yeah,
first step in
good.
the process is
Good.
regrading.
I just
plan for
wanted
the
to
site.
confirm that.
Yeah.
And then did that include re-veg as well? Because we don't want to leave
Mhm.
open
Mhm.
soil.
Yep.
Yeah. And then, so did those phases continue? Do we have next steps that
Well,
We still have to hit phase one
Yeah,
because
right,
we didn't get
but-
any bids.
after phase one? And maybe we have to bundle phase one and phase two in order to get interested parties. I don't know.
No,
There
that's a
needs
good
maybe
point.
a bigger work effort needed to interest people. It's, you know what I mean? Sometimes you have to kind of.
well, it was a big job as alone. I mean, we were estimating 175 to 200 grand. So it wasn't just getting in there with a couple of shovels. It was pretty extensive.
So I'm just curious about contractors and their mindset at this point.
Well, a lot of them were booked out. I mean, we
So
had
we could
three
do it
that
next
were
spring if we
interested.
think it's
Well, we'll probably rebid it this winter and hope to
Yep.
have somebody lined up for the spring.
right.
Mm.
That's the word I wanted to hear, that we were gonna put it back out there, when
Yeah.
there might be a more available climate for them.
So you think October is also booked? These people are
Oh,
booked out.
nobody's doing it this year. There's
Yeah.
enough snow flying in another month. So no, we're not looking at, you know, the rest of this
That's
year.
the best time
It's
to
gonna be
get
next
things
spring.
re-vegged, actually. is
Oh, yeah,
when
no, we found that
Just
to be
before
true.
a
But,
snowfall.
you know, the contractors that we were talking to, there were at least 3 or 4 in the mix and they had picked up other jobs and, you know, for as interested as they were, they just,
They
Yeah.
basically said 25
Now
bucks
they're
out.
coming back.
Did you try ground pounders?
Mhm.
South-
yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
So this just reminded me back to when we were sitting here and Commissioner Brown was questioning the amount we were spending on that whole thing, landscaping.
Mhm.
Yeah, but then if
Did
you're.
that get redone from that? We're at another,
No, because
because we were
Selena,
talking about
Just say, if you remember, Galena has the landscaping background.
Right,
She kind of
she's-
set.
yeah.
she said that's
and-
perfectly
and-
reasonable. and
Exactly.
That's what I would expect, and then
Mhm.
that got approved as a phase one.
Good.
Okay. All right, but we're still kind of with our same plan as far as what's down the road now. Well,
we
we
still
took out
have
the
this-
bike. Did we take out the little bike thing?
We still had the skills track that was gonna go around, the top portion of the park,
Mhm.
but, you know, I mean, we have our plans in place, you know, we'll see
Yeah, we kind of shelved them for a while.
what, you know,
Well, and
comes out at the end.
The results of the survey will also dictate some of that stuff too, when that
How many
closes.
people responded so far?
As of last week, I think, I mean, just
It's like
hearing
40
that
or
people
something.
in here, yeah, I think I had like 45, 47.
Wow,
So-
people do, yeah.
I had 100 the first time, so.
So, have we contacted, the Brown Homestead HOA?
We have spoken to them in the past, but
Yeah.
until we have a definitive plan in place.
Well, I mean, about responding to the survey. Cause they're the most likely first users.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And then next would be potentially Ider Creek. And the homeowners in Sunnyside. I know they have homeowners associations. That's
Oh,
oftentimes
that's a good
a
idea.
good way to push that information to them.
Mhm.
So if they're interested.
How would we get that information or their contacts?
I just got it for Ida Creek because we have an employee housing unit there and we
Yeah.
just did a project, so I have that information.
Oh.
The other two, I don't.
Sunnyside, that would probably be through James Hoosier at the 10, I think.
Not sure.
Yeah, because he's the housing guy.
Okay.
Well,
You know him?
No.
and there were certainly all those
Yeah.
meetings.
Assessor.
There were
Oh,
all
yeah.
those meetings about the Mill Creek, well, that development that's gonna happen there.
I just, if we,
Well, yeah, there are those 22 lots that are for sale.
Yeah.
they'll never use it. In my mind.
Oh, no, I'm not saying they will.
Yeah.
I'm saying that that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah. There are a lot of people on Ider Creek and Sunnyside that actually go down Ider Creek and access both winter and summer, the valley floor. So they might be folks that use it. Now the bike path's closed. People are looking for, outdoor activities.
The bike path is closed?
Because they're doing interlining of the sewer line out toward there, so it's closed until the middle of October.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, you just remembered? Where's your dog tonight?
Oh, he's with the babysitter.
Oh. Okay, number 6, San Juan Skyway Scenic Byway Committee update.
Yeah,
You're up, Angela.
thank you.
Take it away.
Yeah, so John Wontrowski and I have done a couple of dry runs for an inventory effort along the Skyway. We did essentially Lizard Head to Dallas Divide. And we've done that before, but I had a series of questions that I prepared. And at the meeting in May that we had on the Skyway, that was the #1 priority. Let's find out what we have. What the conditions are of various different things, what are the opportunities, what are some of the problems, so that we can form a plan about what priorities, about what to go after in terms of grants or projects. So I thought it would be good. Basically, I made sections of the Skyway that are kind of logical, political and geographic, but what I would call a visual units if I was doing a scenic road evaluation. So if we start at Lizard Head, for instance, that to the roundabout is probably one. And it's also, it's physical characteristics, what is there to see, what's on the ground. Then from the roundabout to Placerville to Dallas Divide, Dallas Divide to Ridgeway, Ridgeway to Ouray, Ouray to Silverton, Silverton to Colbank Mollis into Durango, Durango to Hesperus, Hesperus to Mancos, yeah. And then Mancos into Cortez, Cortez Dolores, Dolores,
Wow.
Rico, all the way, Rico, Lizard Head.
And
It's the second longest in the state, so
do you plan to be involved with all those?
what I'm trying to do is coordinate teams to go out and with these questions, drive the corridor.
So it'll all be
at least one
consistent?
driver, yeah, so everybody will answer the same questions. And they'll have a driver, because you don't want to try to do that and drive at the same time. And at least one, maybe two people who are familiar with the area. So that's why I wanted to get you, Susie, on board, and anybody who wanted to do the section from the roundabout to Dallas Divide, for instance, because people are more familiar about what's going on there. We have a group from Ridgeway who's very interested. At the meeting in May, we kind of established these folks based on geographic area. So I'm starting to do that. I'd like to get it done before October. If not, could be next spring. But we want to set ourselves up for another meeting, which we have to do every year. And that's a requirement of every Skyway, to get that information and say, what is it that we really want to do? Some of it is the historic preservation panels, or just basic, visitor information kinds of things that are looking pretty bad. I think Rico got a grant to do a sign through Deanna and the Historical Society there, but it's just sort of systematically go through the entire area, which is huge, and get this all kind of documented. Then
And-
we can go to CDOT or whomever and say, this is the situation. And we would probably split the Skyway, because it is so big, into like chapters, so that everyone has different needs. Every area has different resources, frankly. San Juan Mountains Association does a lot of trailhead work and work along the Skyway on their side, which is Durango, Silverton area. We don't have that kind of coverage over here, so a lot of interest, but it's a matter of kind of pulling the organization together. And I'm having to do this pretty much on my own because Stephanie Weber, who's with San Mountains Association, is very busy since they lost a lot of staff at the Forest Service. Some of her group is having to cover some of that, so she was way too busy all summer to even think about it. So I'm just trying to get that organization thing in place so we can kind of chip away at it.
And no
Wow.
inventory exists right now?
Pardon me?
No inventory exists, or is it just super old?
Not been done
Hmm.
for a while.
Well-
I don't think since, and not even the update were they doing it.
Is that,
This kind of systematic driving through kind of thing and getting feedback.
is this a CDOT thing or a Forest Service thing, or like when we do
It's
see
both of
signs?
Yes.
So, but they're not doing it.
No, because nobody's, really, saying this needs to be done. That's why there's a commission or committee, I'm not sure how formal it is, but the San Juan Skyway Committee was basically not happening. So this is what we're trying to form again
But
and get it underway.
we've had this conversation recently, but I just, so are you doing this as an open space thing, or is it like bit off a huge chunk here?
Yeah.
And
I
it's
think I did.
bigger than you were thinking. I mean, this started with just putting on scenic corridors within our county open space, but
Well, it
for
was
it to-
reviving something that was very, very important in the 90s and got a lot of things established. And it's just kind of, everybody's kind of gone off and done their own thing and thought everything was just fine. But things have not been maintained. And so we're at the point where it's actually kind of embarrassing.
But it seems to me like it should be almost a paid position, running it or driving it or leading it. As important as it is, that it should come from each county putting it in. I mean, the fact that we have
Well, it's coming
5
from-
designations and people around the world coming here,
Yes.
it should be valued and paid for. And
That would be great, but here's
The tourism bureau should also be involved.
they are.
so-
Kira was very interested.
Okay.
She would be another one, or one of her staff would join us. She expressed interest. Each one of the other people who are involved are not like me. They're not volunteers on a commission. They're usually working for the tourism organization or some other kind of interested organization, then they're paid staff.
And is there any regional bigger tourism for Southwest Colorado?
Not for Southwest, no. There is the Colorado Tourism Office that kind of spearheaded getting this group back together. Because it's the 3rd busiest skyway in the state.
Yeah.
That's a huge undertaking.
Right.
So like, where's Governor Paulus on this? I mean, somebody maybe from the state should be.
Well, the state tourism office is probably the most logical, but there are layers. There's also CDOT has a skyways, a byways commission. So
Oh.
each of these byways that we have, there are like 20 some in the state, has the same kind of situation. Same, but they're not as long. The longest one is Trail Ridge Road, and that goes through National Forest and National Park Service. So when you're asked your question about the Skyway is not just, the right of way of CDOT to manage, but it's also a National Forest designated scenic byway. So they have some responsibility too, but we all know that they're in disarray. So
But
we can't necessarily, they are interested, but not, we can't count on them necessarily for many resources at this point.
Seems like it's all just kind of falling through the cracks and everybody's letting it except for you.
Yeah, because that's my passion.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to keep things rolling, and I invite whoever else might be interested in this kind of drive-by. Get
I'm
somebody from
interested.
Kira's
I'll help.
office and yourself. Because I look at through a different lens, than, you know, people who probably live in that specific area. I'm just trying to be that organizational.
So
Yes.
when we get it nailed down for the roundabout to Dallas, that's 2 sections.
It's technically 2 sections, but we might as well do it all at the same time.
So I will help you reach out to the commission and,
Okay,
Kira, and get a
Yeah.
few other people
great,
that way,
yeah.
but
I don't know if there's anybody else that lives down Valley on here. on
yeah,
this?
yeah, Joanna and.
Oh, Joanna, do you live down? I didn't know.
She's just starting a master's program or something though, right? And Laura,
Yeah,
Actually, I just sold my house down Valley
oh, well, that's,
to announce that.
all right.
all right. You're still in the county though.
Yeah, we moved up to town.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'll remind me and I'll help you get somebody for
Good.
that, but you'd like to get that
Yeah,
done
Laura.
before
Yeah,
October.
so, I'm just gonna start, I mean, I've been really busy frankly too, with
I mean,
other stuff. So.
it feels like the Board of County Commissioners should be more involved with,
They got bigger fish to fry.
yeah, this is a pretty big fish. It's turning into a bigger and bigger fish.
When we need them, we'll ask them. How about that?
Are they even aware
To
that you're
support a letter
doing?
for a grant or, that kind of thing. And they've already put $5,000 in the pot that we keep carrying over to improve things. But I don't think we should be the only ones responsible. I think you need partners like CDOT to step up.
Right.
And that might be a grant program or process. And
Are they even aware of what you're doing and how
who, board? of
BOCC, even
Well,
as
no, each year-
how it's mushrooming and how.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
happy to do a presentation. In fact, the corridor management plan is kind of that.
Oh, I'm sorry, what?
The corridor management plan for the Skyway is something that, we can still schedule to.
Well, I know we talked about that in the past, because when
Right.
we do present the work plan, we hit upon that, but we
Right.
don't delve into the details.
Right,
that you
and
want
at
right
some
now.
appropriate point,
Sure.
I'm happy to give that presentation with support from the commission
Mm-hmm.
and just, and talk about what we're doing, but we're not doing anything yet, so I didn't.
Right, so
I
let
didn't
me
think it was
know
quite,
when you
yeah.
feel it's appropriate.
Well, but I
Exactly.
think they should know, even at this point,
That- Yeah,
that this thing is limping along and our county has 5 designations and, just the beginning basics and what all's gone into reviving this.
I know, but what would you be looking for from them? They're not gonna solve the problem.
It
or the
would be
issue. I think it's more
information and
your-
support.
To be aware of it, to be aware of
Well,
what's
yeah,
going
to be
on.
aware of it,
Yeah.
But, Angela, when you think you're ready.
Yeah, I think if we get our piece done, which
Mhm.
is basically just these 3 sections. Come out of that we can show that we have done, we've started the process of doing these drive-throughs.
Mhm.
And we have some, these are some opportunities, these are some issues. And this is how we want to spend the $5,000, for instance. And we would like your continued support if we were talking to.
But even just in hearing you speak now, though, do you think this is more, historic versus open space? I mean, just when you think of, because there's a whole initiative going on right now on the state level with historic markers, and I just sent something out to the historical commission, and actually Citizens Bank in Uray is actually one of the sponsors. And they just sent an email the other day, and it's not specific to this, not, with the San Juan Skyway Scenic Byway, but they have a whole initiative going forward with the 250th anniversary of,
No, that's a whole nother thing.
No, I know, that's a
Yeah.
whole nother thing, but I'm just saying, when you talk this through and just thinking of John's role and just, these.
I think of it as a
signage and-
partnership,
Mhm.
because
But when you're looking
The-
to enlist volunteers and then to have certain areas and
Yeah.
certain ground covered.
so they work together. I think the scenic part of it is, the integral part of the economic development
Mm-hmm.
and the historical preservation and tourism aspect.
Right.
So that we all need to know what one another's doing. There's actually a proclamation that CDOT wanted all the skyways to pass. Acknowledging the 150, 250, is it? The state is gonna be.
Oh, yes, yeah,
150
250, yeah.
As
that's
well
what I
as
just
the
said,
country,
yeah.
if we still have it.
Mhm.
And they, there's actually wording for a proclamation that we would ask the board, the VOCC to do. So again, at appropriate time, whenever the kickoff is for this, 150, 250, whatever, that would be something that we want to put forward. And maybe that's at the same time we talk about the Skyway.
What's the 150, 250?
It's a celebration of the 150th statehood and the 250th United States of America
Yeah,
birthday
country.
next year.
So, yeah.
And there's this whole other separate funding and program to promote that. I'm not really tied into, but it was mentioned at the,
All right, I can forward you the email I got, cause yeah.
that would
they're
be
doing-
good.
Yeah, they're doing this big kickoff at the Citizens Bank in Uray next week on the 30th.
Okay,
I think at like 4 o'clock, cause I sent it out to the Historical Commission. But I can, share it with you or you,
Right.
whoever's interested.
that's why I've enlisted John to be
Mhm.
part of
Right,
this, so that, because obviously they're interested in the historic panels
mhm,
or interpretive panels that are already out there, their condition, the kind of information. If there's more information out there, then we would be part of that as well. And I'm saying the Open Space Commission with the scenic byway under our, I'm representative of that. If I was just a citizen, I wouldn't be in this, but because I'm on the
Mhm.
commission, it's one of the
Mhm.
things that we've said we wanted to try to do.
Yeah.
And I would love to have someone else be a partner if you want.
Well,
I'm
John,
not trying to
remember
do this by
George,
myself.
George Greenbank was part of that first meeting we went to, wasn't he there? And he's now off. And was John
Yeah.
Winkowski there then?
Yeah, who's that, John?
Yeah, was John at that first meeting that we had in Ridgeway, or has he since come aboard? Have
I
you?
don't know the timing on that.
Yeah. Okay, well, you have taken on a huge undertaking and
Well, I want to keep you guys
For
up to
that.
date because I do
well,
want
thank you for
participation.
doing all that, 'cause there's a lot of legwork involved.
Well, I was the only one they could identify on this side of the byway,
Mhm.
so that's how I got roped into being co-chair of the whole thing. So, which is fine,
but now your other co-chairs,
but yeah.
too
she's been
busy. Well,
kind of-
everybody's busy. Everybody's busy.
Yeah,
So
but she's paid
she's paid to do
to
this.
be, and she truly believes that this is part of her role. She just hasn't had any time to work on it.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Thank you so much, Angela.
Yeah, so we'll do I'll work on a proclamation. Wording, they have it,
Yeah, I'll have to look at
Okay.
the emailing to see if they have that in there.
and we'll do an inventory team for our
Mhm.
group and a presentation to VOCC at some point.
Mhm.
Okay,
Um, it would seem like that kickoff would be a great place to bring it up, at least have it mentioned, and wouldn't it be a good time to
yes,
revisit some pride in our,
yeah, I don't know.
I
if
Well,
we've
I'll
done
send it
this.
to you, cause if you're
Yeah.
interested in going.
Yeah, I get periodic
I know you wanna go.
updates from Lenore
time.
Bates at CDOT, who is the staff person for the Byways Commission, State Byways Commission. Of which we have, there's a whole committee of citizens, including Diana Gallegos from Silverton. And I think there's somebody else along the byway here who's also representative. And they go to monthly meetings,
Mm.
so.
Okay, new old business. What do you have,
Like
Jan?
black stuff or-
Sure.
Um,
Any other new business?
We've got something on the Swift study that we put in the work plan. So we
Black
did
Swift?
Yeah, we had the Black Swift study down at the East End.
Bridal
Oh,
Veil?
at
Is
Bridal
it
Veil?
mostly Bridal Veil or the, okay,
they were focused on
What's
bridal.
that?
Mhm.
Fly swiftly around all
The
the
Open
rocks.
Space
And they're
Committee
black. Yep.
requested this.
yeah,
Right.
because it was one of the things identified within the work plan of the Bridal Veil.
Yep.
Mhm.
So we were working with Rob Sparks, and he's doing a bigger study throughout the area and included this in his study. That study has not been released yet. He's thinking early November.
Is he with CSU or? Elliot?
No, he's,
No, he's with Bird Conservancy.
yeah, the Bird Conservancy of the Rockies, and I actually
Okay.
invited him to attend today, but he was unavailable.
Yep. So he basically just gave us a little blurb because it hasn't been released yet, but he was saying that black swifts have recently been changed to a tier 1 species of conservation concern on the state list. So that's why he's so interested in 'em. So we've completed our 3 black swift surveys to bridal fail, meaning he came, I think, 3 or 4 different times. During the first visit, they counted 5 black swifts, the second visit, 7, and the third 5. So he's noting that they use the upper part of the falls predominantly. And yeah, that the numbers, we couldn't really get an answer. Didn't we ask him, like, is this a healthy number? And he was
Yes.
kind of just wait and see from the report.
Right.
So,
Bounce back and forth.
but I think
Fluctuate.
Rich seemed to remember that it was similar numbers as the last time we did this. So we'll find out officially within a month or so.
Great, that's
Yep.
exciting. So is tier 1 like close to endangered? Is tier 1 endangered? Or
I
do you know,
don't
Caleb?
know.
No, it's not endangered, but it is, it's almost like a warning level, so tier 1 does move them up to like be
Threatened?
considered, yeah, for threatened or endangered species.
Mm.
Yeah.
Because threatened is
It's not,
not endangered.
Right.
Endangered is the,
Mhm.
so tier 1 isn't necessarily threatened. It's a warning that you're headed towards threatened or endangered. Okay. Well, look at you. Thank you.
I was gonna say.
See, we knew she'd be great.
It's paying
Aw,
off.
Hit the ground running, thank you.
Yes.
Okay, the Black Swift. Cool, very cool. And that was from the management plan of the Bridal Veil.
Very cool.
All right.
And then, yeah, Susie, you mentioned a couple of things, M59 Trail Power Company tree cutting.
Yeah, so I walked there quite a bit with my grand dog and, I was there one time, maybe a month ago, just 2 or 3 weeks ago. And the power company was there cutting down trees around all the power lines. Yeah, that made sense. But then when I was there just a few days ago, there's just trees everywhere. And they had to do it, but they're just left. And so I was wondering if there's a follow-up plan for
we make
them.
them remove it from the valley floor.
Well, and we had that with the gas company when they worked out there at,
Oh, BHE? When they came through.
yeah, well, at the gorge hike, the gorge road.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it just hit me that this is an open space trail. We probably need to follow up with them or ask them if they have a follow-up plan because it's pretty much just trashed everywhere.
So, yeah.
I did hike it this weekend and saw that too.
And
And
were there trees in the trail itself?
not blocking the trail, but
There is
there
one.
there are some on our side, on the trail side of the river. It looks like the vast majority are on the other side. Those were all the big trees, which I could see being really difficult to get out of there because I don't know how they're crossing that river. There's not really a good spot to get trucks over there.
Well, I started off, the first thing I saw was this beautiful evergreen tree. And looked like somebody had cut it for a Christmas tree. And then I saw the other stumps and logs and I went, okay, somebody intentionally cut that. And then the further down I went. So I just
They
feel
cut
like,
it down.
yeah, because apparently it was gonna grow too close to the the wires. I assume it was them, but then there were others along the way. So I just think we should look into it a little bit and ask them what their plan is.
I asked Kay today. Sorry, I keep cutting you.
Why would Kay?
No, I was gonna say, I'm surprised Rich hasn't said anything.
From
that He
planning?
may not have
Yeah,
noticed.
I asked Kay Simonson today if she knew anything about it, and she verified that it is the power company. I was thinking maybe it was the internet going in to prepare for that,
Right.
but she said it is the power company, and they are. She explained it as wildfire mitigation.
But have they addressed hazard mitigation for the trail?
I
Or
don't.
are they just thinking power and everybody else just gonna have to?
I don't know, but you'd think they'd have to clean it up, especially with wildfire mitigation. 'Cause-
She doesn't have a ton of more info because there were no permits needed. It's under their power lines. So
Yeah.
But why would Kay from planning? I mean,
Well, that's.
Wouldn't that be-
companies-
I was checking to see if anybody applied for.
oh, I see, I see. So is Rich the one to follow up on that or?
No. What I was saying to Greg is I'm surprised we haven't heard from Rich yet with him saying, hey, what the
Yeah.
hell? You know, who's doing what?
Well, I don't
Okay.
know how often he
Right.
gets
they-
on there.
They're probably not.
It's probably just a
been
couple
down
times a
there.
year. So
Anyway,
were you coming from Saw Pit or from Deep?
both ways.
Yeah, okay.
And I've done both sections, so this was, yeah, I only saw it on the upper section, the east
On the
section.
valley floor. we
Silver
have the-
pickup.
The electric line that goes out on the railroad grade. So they periodically come and clear away brush, but we require them to not
So
only
it's all-
remove the trees, but
Yeah.
also
Remove the
to
debris.
remove the chipping.
Hmm.
Right. So
Or-
it's all Sampa.
Yeah,
All right.
according to Kay.
Yeah.
All right, I have 2 or 3 guys over there I can terrorize. I will get an answer.
Okay, great.
I will-
Hi, hey guys, I gotta jump off.
Okay.
Sorry, I gotta go a little
Thanks,
early today.
Joanna.
I'm out of state. Okay,
Oh, okay,
Thanks, you
thank you.
guys.
Thanks, Joanna.
bye.
Bye.
Okay, and then just very quickly, the sewer plant that's gonna go down there, I just wanted to be sure that in those planning plans, in those plans, that we get the good trail, because that is our connector from the town down the, you
Yeah.
know, and then that joins up with our M59.
I've had the same question.
And there is a trail there now.
Mhm.
I ride it. It's been reestablished after they kind of closed off the trees there. But somebody
They
you know,
cleaned out the tree?
from years ago, we used to go through the trees and there was almost a road there and they've kind of,
There
close
used to
that
be
up.
a railroad grade.
so then another trail has been established at the, edge of the trees. So who's the person that would ask
Kay.
them? Kay? Should I email Kay and ask her?
No, we'll try to acquire some details as far as, I mean, it's still in the early planning
Right.
stage or phase and.
We need to
I
put that
know
on their
you-
radar.
But that's a
Oh,
good time
yeah,
to talk about it early.
Totally agree.
Yeah,
But we.
that it's an
Let's see it.
expectation because it is a connector.
Mhm.
And without that, because you come right up from behind the road department
Right, you come up, they'll seat up.
and then you get,
Bridge.
just turn and go right under that. So,
Mhm.
I mean, to be a nice trail to connect her while they're doing it, that's,
Well.
Put in a
from
request.
Transportation standpoint,
Yeah.
that housing development should, out there as well. Should be connected into the Galloping Goose and the M59 and all of that, so.
Mhm.
Well, and actually, yeah, we haven't given it some thought, and actually Rich Hamilton had put together some preliminary sketches as far as keeping those connectors alive and keeping them connected,
Great.
so.
So Rich is probably already on it, but let's,
Well, yeah, I mean, we have our pipe dream in place, but yeah.
But
it's just matter
officially
of
as a
whether or not it
commission,
happens.
we want to put it on the radar for any planning. effort.
and is that sewer plant gonna be, I know Mountain Village is kind of doing that. Or Telsky is doing it. Is
Have
it
they
county also? I
committed
think
to
it
the-
was a,
Well, the county is a player in the project,
right,
but they're not giving as much to the project as are the 2 towns. So it's sort of like they have a seat at the table, but they're not voting members. So, it's this whole, it's a big deal, but I don't know for sure that all.
For
funding
both
has
the
been
housing
secured.
and the sewer plant?
Well, for the sewer plant.
is a big deal, cooperative effort.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've been trying to follow it, I'm sure all of us are trying to figure it out,
Yeah.
because we're paying for it.
I guess we just keep our ears perked up about it, but I don't know who the person is to, have all the intergovernmental agreements been established already? Are they,
I don't know.
yeah,
I can find out.
would that be, our county commissioners? Or-
No, I'll talk to Mike.
Mike. Suzie,
Okay.
is that trail like an official trail or is that just kind of a local trail?
You know,
Does it have to be an
it's
official?
definitely a local
Uh,
trail,
It's a locals,
but
it-
it historically, it was kind of there before. Then they said it was private property.
But then Alexander allowed it to continue, cause they
Yeah.
knew, and that was an agreement that they had, on the books with the Mountain Club.
It's never that we've made an official trail out of it,
Right.
but I
Right.
think with Alexander's permission.
Do you need a motion from the commission to say, please do this?
Well, we don't have a
Please
vote anyway.
include the trail plan in connection, whether it's sewer or
I don't
housing.
think so. I mean, we walk away with our hit lists and you guys would be saying pretty please a lot. We don't
Yeah.
have to do that.
Let's,
We would do that.
let's
I
just,
mean, if we have to, because it's
Oh,
basic
I mean, I don't think,
existing use, that's,
I don't think we need an official motion. I mean, it's part of the conversation and it's just, Greg and I following up on certain things, on a staff level. So-
yeah, and it's early enough that we're just
if we need to get more formal,
connector.
I'm certainly willing to say something. Either as a citizen or whatever.
Okay, then I have one more thing. I can't remember if we talked about this at the last meeting or not, but I did go and talk to someone at Mountain Club about the perimeter trail. I told you that. Can't remember the gal's name.
Sophie?
Sophie. Yeah, and we had a great conversation. And she said that the NEPA process is all complete for that trail and that Forest Service has approved it all. There aren't any problems with it. So I just thought we should know
We
that.
had some neighbors who weren't happy out there, but.
Right, well, that's what I'm speaking
Yeah.
to. There may be a lawsuit pending, so I don't want to
Mhm.
get too much into that, but I just wanted to report to the commission and nobody's here to hear it, but maybe they'll read it in the minutes.
Well, just to give you an update, so we received, and I've been in touch with Sophie. In fact, she's gonna be our speaker at our meeting next month.
Great.
We received a letter from Doug Tuller, who is representing the Idorado Homeowners HOA.
Of
And
course.
it was more like a fact-finding mission, like, we understand you're gonna do the NEPA process, we understand, this is happening and these are our concerns, with the wildlife migration and environmental impacts, etc. But it was more of, we weren't served legally, so it's not like they were suing the county since it is a county trail, we would be the ones to be served. It was more just, them making statements, and also I guess asking.
You're gonna see
questions.
in my backyard.
Right. And then today I received an email from an environmental law firm based in Denver. Also representing the Idorado Homeowners HOA. Again, asking questions, not really pursuing legal action, but asking questions about environmental impact, wildlife migration, da da da. So I'm working with Maura, our county attorney, because since it is a law firm, she's gonna have to respond. And so anyway, just got it today. So she and I have to meet this week to discuss more. But I haven't been in touch with the Mountain Club to say, hey, Sophie, did you also get this? Or Megan, did you also get this? So,
Yeah, it
They
sounds,
had last time I talked to Sophie, she's actually on the Town Open Space Commission.
no, I didn't know that.
Yeah. She is, she was giving me an update as well. She said we're going to have a follow-up meeting with the homeowners out there. I don't know how that went. That was a while ago, 3 weeks or so. So it sounds like
well, no, I don't
they
think
have
she would have
closed
done
the
that.
NEPA process.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
done.
That wasn't quite done when I talked to her.
Well, it's
So,
done
yep,
and it looked
that's
like
good.
everything is, there are no wildlife concerns, no NEPA concerns.
Right? They don't.
But it's not officially out yet,
Yeah.
but they didn't have any concerns. So I think that's encouraging. And what
yes.
Sophie said is we'll just wait and see.
Yep.
Because well, maybe the suit hadn't been filed yet. Did that just get officially filed?
And that's the thing, I mean, they were threatening litigation, so now we've heard from 2 different attorneys. but it's more like a fact-finding mission, because even the attorney today said in her email, you know, I want to discuss this with you. So it wasn't like a cease and desist, you know, or we're filing suit, we're doing this.
They're gathering
They're
their
gathering-
arguments.
Yeah, gathering.
Yeah, and having you do the legwork. But so maybe if they could know as soon as possible about the NEPA findings. So when,
She's coming next week, or next meeting.
She'll be at our meeting on October 27th.
but maybe she has
No, I'm
input.
gonna talk to her before then.
It sounded like she was very involved with that whole lawsuit thing, so she,
Absolutely.
Probably is-
Spearheading it.
Yeah.
I mean, spearheading out the lawsuit with the NEPA.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
it went.
And we paid them money too.
This was part of their entire trails package, because initially they submitted
all of them.
for the NEPA process, it was 8 trails, and then they reduced it to 7. And then Southside Perimeter Trail was one of those 7.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, it's good to hear.
Okay, I'm sorry
Let's
that
see.
they're taking up your time and energy to do that. Okay, any other old business or new business?
Next meeting is
Monday, October 27th,
October 27th.
4 PM. And like I said, Sophie will be the speaker.
All right,
From
I
the
will
Mountain
be on
Club.
Zoom for that.
Okay, without further ado, maybe for next month, I was wondering if the committee, that would be Yvette and Laura, were wanting to meet and move anything forward on curriculum for the,
I was just gonna say the Laura Musser grant, isn't that due?
She reached out to me like a month ago asking when
Laura?
it was due, and I just gave her the information, which I think it was late October or November.
Oh, is she gonna do the grant?
That's why she was reaching out. Yeah,
Who,
I'm
Laura
not sure where
Kruger
she's at.
and-
but yeah.
and Yvette, yeah, for that committee to move forward on whatever they think we need to move forward on, like a
Right.
preliminary curriculum or what.
Can you
This
just
is for
check
the
the
OA,
to make sure
OA
she-
Gregor property
Yeah.
in Norwood,
Oh, you Gregor?
OA Gregor.
Nice,
Mhm.
perfect.
So you're in contact with them about that?
Yeah, she just couldn't recall what the grant was, so I sent her the info, but I didn't hear anything after that. That
Okay.
was maybe a month ago. Laura, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's a Laura Musser grant.
Laura doing Laura.
How does Laura forget the Laura?
I know.
Yeah. Nice.
Anything else from you, Janet or Greg or
Uh-uh.
anybody else? Okay. Bravo, let's keep moving
Oh,
forward.
if anybody had a chance to look at the minutes, or if you haven't, just let me know if there need to be any changes, so it's ready to go for next meeting.
Well, let's do a preliminary. I got to look at them. They looked fine. Did
Yeah.
you?
Briefly,
They
yeah.
look good?
Was not at that meeting, so
Oh,
I don't think.
Yeah.
The 7/28, right?
No, I
You
don't.
had one in August too, right?
No, 8/25 was canceled.
Right, sorry, you're right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So anything anybody has for the October agenda besides, so that would be the perimeter trail and Sophie and also Mountain Club.
Hopefully we will have done our little inventory.
Oh, I
drive
know.
through.
I know what I wanted to bring up is the budget, is that you've been working on the budget.
Mhm.
And do we need commission members to look over the work plan and get you any thoughts that what might change? Like for instance, OA Gregor might, or you're already on Mill Creek Park or,
You would be.
Yeah, I mean, for now, we're just, business as usual, trying to firm up, certain commitments. Just thinking of things relevant to the Open Space Commission line. I'm finalizing numbers with Chris Hazen for the PEZ program. He and I need to do our annual dog and pony show with the county commissioners as far as the PEZ program for next year. So the Chavano Conservation District will still stay involved, as will Chris himself. And then, yeah, it's just a matter of expanding the program and then our landowner participants. I haven't seen all the contracts yet for this year, but he said we have like 8 to 10 landowners this year. And of course, we're always looking to grow from year to year. And then just FYI to you guys, and I can share the details with you. I can send you an email. But on October 23rd, we're going to be doing a film screening of that movie Common Ground up in Norwood. So Galena Gleason, myself, and Annika from CSU, and Molly from Eco Action Partners are working on this. Cool. So it's gonna be sort of like an event of, kids and family crafts. Annika got a group up there to donate some food, so some farm to table locally sourced food. We'll do the film screening. And then we're gonna have a panel of guests and landowner participants and local ranchers. We have the Darianis, Barkley and Tony Dariani.
Oh, that's
my
wonderful.
Chicago, and
Great.
oh Lord, I'm drawing a blank right now. But we have a few other people committed to being on the panel. And yes, and then I also have the Montezuma Land Conservancy, because one thing we've also been pursuing and talking about recently is a new type of land conservation easement, which is more succession planning for farmland.
Mm,
So, like the Darianis, for instance, they've been talking about their farm and, what happens to that down the road and into the future. And I brought this up at the Fair Board meeting last week.
Cattlemen's Association has something kind of like that.
And yeah, and there are other groups that have been doing this all over the country, so it's something we've been discussing to implement locally. And again, a new type of land conservation easement. So I'm gonna have another Molly from the Montezuma Land Conservancy also serve on the panel and address those issues.
I'm glad they're right.
That's
they're
great.
Involved. That's super.
and
Yeah.
when is that? October what?
October 23rd, and I will send you a copy of the flyer.
That's great. That sounds wonderful.
I have a P and Z meeting that night, so I will be able.
And I wonder if that would be, are you on P&Z?
Oh, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Mhm.
sure,
She's not only on it, she's chair.
but. So, but I will.
I know
I
that.
did want
one.
to give you an update too.
About what?
Janet, did you have any?
What?
Are you done?
Oh, sure, yes.
Okay, just a brief update. I am an alternate to the Town Open Space Commission. I was turned out as chair. So they appointed me for 1 year.
But they still don't view you as like a crossover member because they
There's
kind
no
of,
formal.
right, there's no.
They did away with it,
crossover anymore,
yeah.
So I'll-
right.
I'll give you info when I can.
Okay,
Yeah.
can you be the spot?
I've already been.
I think.
Same with you guys. I'm a double spot.
Double agent.
I can't
They-
believe that they did that.
Well, it's a weird thing. They changed all the term limits for everybody. But their original intention was to do it for P and Z and Hart, and they didn't get that, but they changed it for all.
But they did everybody else.
Yeah.
And it's hard to get people to meetings, to any commission meeting. And so then to take it from was it a 7-person board to a 3-person board?
No, it's still 7. We have 5 regular members. 2 alternates.
Oh, I thought they were taking it down
They
to
didn't,
3.
no, they didn't change them. That was
Oh, okay.
one of the negotiations was to get a larger group.
See,
Okay.
we are so thankful for our volunteers. And we had a previous county commissioner who wanted to institute something similar when people were up for reappointments. I want them to reapply and I want you to advertise. And so I fought it tooth and nail. And I said, if we've got somebody on a board or a commission who wants to reapply and stay on the board or commission, I am not having them. I mean, yes, you have to fill out a little link right now, just to say, hey, I still want to be on it. But they wanted that person to then go through the entire
And
process. all over
advertise.
again.
Oh, my
We'll
God.
see how it plays out.
And I just said, no. I said, I'm not making it.
Well, good for you, because that,
It's
yeah.
like, because we're thankful for our volunteers. Why would?
Well,
we
there's
put
a
you
certain
through the
amount of
ringer?
institutional knowledge too.
Yes,
Exactly.
Which I think was helpful, because I've been on there for 12 years or what.
yeah, no, I totally
And
agree.
there's
They
Nancy
want to
still.
change it up.
Nancy's
She was turned out.
turned out
But
too.
not
And she,
really.
because
Turned
there's
out.
that historical
I'll never turn
perspective that I think
anybody
is
out.
important.
So you're here for a long time.
aggressive.
Well,
You're here for a long time.
Blood in, blood out.
yeah,
And
okay.
She was
I'll,
great.
Okay.
I miss her.
I will call the meeting adjourned at 5:25.
All right.
All right, perfect.
We'll meet
Thank you, ladies, for being here this evening.